Rubbin's Racing on your Nintendo Entertainment System. It's Days of Thunder for the NES from 1990. A lot of people consider Days of Thunder the movie Top Gun with cars. There's a lot of similarities. They're both directed by Tony Scott. They both star Tom Cruise and their testosterone-fueled explosion fests. But did you know that there's similarities between the video games as well? Remember Top Gun on the NES and the aircraft carrier landing scene, which broke up the gameplay, and most people hated it. I was actually pretty good at that part. But it definitely broke up the awesome air combat. Well, in this game, it's the pit stop. The pit stop is the new aircraft carrier landing scene. You have no hope of completing a pit stop in under 20 minutes, and by the time you finish, all of the other drivers will have completed the race and will be pounding moonshine in their trailer without you. And this game could have really used some music. The driving gets a bit boring after a while because it's not terribly exciting. The controls are a bit odd, too. As you hold down the button to accelerate, you can then take your finger off the button, and your car will hold that speed, and then you brake, and then you can kind of accelerate again, and it's like you're using cruise control. But keep an eye on your fuel gauge, because unless I was doing something wrong, which is certainly possible, I don't have the instructions for the game, this car runs out of fuel in about 5 laps, forcing you to go back through the pit stop sequence, where you manually control each member of your pit crew. This doesn't even make sense. Cole Trickle was like the awesome race car driver that never knew anything about cars. Did he even take a pit stop during his races? Where's the part of the movie where you drive toy cars up Nicole Kidman's leg? That's the scene they should have had in here. Why is this in the game? Why are you punishing me with this never-ending pit stop? I'm not replacing the tires, and I don't care if my engine is damaged. Screw you. I'm leaving the pit stop.
Nice try, buddy.
Oh look, I lost another race, and if you do that, your sponsor will force you to go through time trials just to keep your job. And if you can stay awake long enough to complete those time trials, you can continue playing Days of Thunder. More like days spent in a never-ending pit stop of hell. Even though this Nintendo game was sent to the show by our friend Sergio Matthias from Paulínia, Brazil, I can't recommend it to anybody. Fans of the movie will find little in here that actually resembles the movie. Maybe the character names are in the game, but that's not terribly exciting. Where's the part where you race the other guy through crowded city streets just to show how manly you are? Where's the part where you yell Rubbin's Racing? How about that scene where you overcome a crippling injury that would have killed most people except you're the star of the movie? Where's the critical moment where you punch out Chewbacca to win the final race? This game is nothing like Days of Thunder the movie. If you're looking for a good driving game on the NES, go with Rad Racer and leave this game alone. But once again, thanks to Sergio Matthias and the giant box of racing games. If any good comes out of playing Days of Thunder on the Nintendo, it's that it may inspire you to watch the awesome movie once again. Now, how do you fire the entire pit crew, or at least run over them? Maybe there's a cheat code for that. Days of Thunder.
Nice try, buddy.